Hey, welcome back to HawkeyeNation.com as we take a look at this week's Iowa opponent, and it is the Pittsburgh Panthers. This is a different looking Pitt program since the last time Iowa played this club back in 2008. Dave Wanstead is no longer the coach at Pitt, and the offense and defensive schemes are much different. Pitt, now led by Todd Graham, who was the coach at Tulsa, had what they called the Tulsa offense. I know that's not quite... It's not ingenious with regards to naming an offense, but it certainly had enough tweaks, enough wrinkles and looks that it was fairly unique in college football. It allowed Tulsa to play teams like Oklahoma, at least to give a scare to teams like the Sooners based upon what they try to do. And the big thing that they do is push tempo. They want to snap the football every 15 to 18 seconds on offense. Now, don't think this is a pass-happy team. They still like to run the football. They happen to have the nation's leading rusher getting about 160 yards a game, but they've played Buffalo as well as Maine in their first two football games. The biggest thing is going to be tempo and how the Iowa defense does at getting off the field on third downs. Not something they've done a good job of this year, not something they did a good job of last season. And you've read me right about this. You've read me right. You've read things that I've written about this, and you've heard me talk about this. I felt that last year, a lot of the defensive problems, a lot of the reasons why Iowa looked tired in the fourth quarter at times was due to a lack of third down conversions on offense. We knew heading into this year, this defense was going to have its struggles as it replaced so much talent from last year's team. Now, they've had some problems this year, so went right along with expectations, and I think we'll continue to see this defense struggle, but I think we'll also continue to see them forge their own identity. I think they're going to have to take more risks this year, committing more resources to put pressure on the quarterback, because last week against Iowa State, Iowa's front four barely put any pressure on Steele Jantz, and when Jantz was running with the football, it was usually after about 4 to 6 seconds of comfort back in the pocket. You can't allow a quarterback to get comfortable as Jantz did last week, and hats off to him. He made some throws I didn't think he was capable of making, and maybe some throws we might not see from other quarterbacks this year. He was just that sharp that day against Iowa. The Iowa offense, however, has the weapons to be more productive than it was last week against Iowa State. Iowa has to score more points. They have a good quarterback. They have a good running back. They have a very good offensive line, and they have two very good wide receivers. Last week, Iowa State in the second half, they decided they were going to commit 8 men to stop Iowa's running game. They were flowing to Iowa's zone blocking scheme flow side, so they were overplaying flow, made them susceptible to counter plays, although Marcus Coker isn't really that fleet of foot to scoot out the outside, but it also opened them up to one-on-one coverage for either Davis or McNutt. Iowa did not take advantage of that the way that they could have, and in my opinion, the way that they should have. I do think that Iowa's going to score more points this week. I don't want to say that they're going to come out and become a wide open team. I don't think they have to be. Just take advantage of what the defense is giving you. It's easier to do that with an inexperienced team at home, and I think Iowa's going to do that against Pitt. And I think as the way the schedule sets up, it's pretty good for Iowa. This coaching staff has proven time and again they care mostly about the Big Ten football season. Iowa plays Pitt this week. It's a must-win game. This is a crossroads game for Iowa. If you lose this, you're in trouble. Then next week it's Louisiana Monroe, and then it's a bye before the Big Ten season starts at Penn State, a team that has their own troubles. They don't have a quarterback. And then you play teams like Indiana and Minnesota in your first 4 conference games. Those are 2 of the 3 worst teams in the league. Purdue's probably one of the worst teams in the league, and you have them on your schedule this year. So there is still time and opportunity for Iowa to find its identity. This is a team that usually does find its identity in October and November. Let's hope the defense can do enough. The offense must do their part. I think they will. I think Iowa wins this game 37-27. Thanks for watching.